when the chief or whatever his name got up there and started talking,
Yeah.
did he say the lady was at work and she concealed a robe and what else?
And a roll of toilet tissue. And a roll of
Okay,
toilet.
so basically what he's saying is she stole that from work.
Wait, you got
Because I heard concealed. I heard concealed. She was at her place of work where she concealed. Now, you don't try to use slick words for me. Now, what does that have to do with this lady going missing? So you got the video of her walking down the street, and when she get close to the house, start screaming and hollering.
It's out there. It's out there, but it just hasn't been released to the public. Okay. Now, the next video that I'm going to show will be from the police chief who was doing the investigation, who got her testimonial. Not her testimonial, but her story when they first talked to her.
Her statement.
Yeah, her first statement and everything. But this is just for Steve to get caught up on the story.
All right,
here you go. And check out this man. He clean too, man, with his purple suit on, man. He fresh.
Please tell me this ain't no black man.
I'll turn the microphone over to Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis. Thank you.
Besides me stands the team who played a significant role in this investigation. I want to thank our department, members of surrounding local law enforcement agencies, the FBI, Secret Service, United States Marshals, and ALEA for their assistance in this case. We said from the evening of July 13th, our focus would be the safe return of Carlee Russell. That occurred on Saturday, July 15th, approximately 49 hours after she called 911 and disappeared. From that point, our focus has been to determine Carlee's whereabouts during that time and what exactly took place. Let me say up front, this investigation is not over. We're still working this case, and we'll work in this case until we uncover every piece of evidence that helps us account for the 49 hours that Carlee Russell was missing. However, through the public interest, and in some cases, public fear, that this story has generated, we owe it to our citizens to tell them the facts that we have uncovered. On July 13th, at approximately 8:20 p.m., Carlee left work from a business at the Summit. Surveillance video from her place of employment shows Carlee concealed a dark-colored bathrobe, a roll of toilet paper, and other items belonging to the business prior to her departure. She ordered food from Tzatziki's at the Colonnade and traveled there. She then traveled to Target on 280, where she purchased some granola bars and Cheez-Its. From there, she remained in the parking lot at that shopping center until 9:21 p.m. when she drove to I-459. Carlee communicated on her cell phone with individuals known to her while on her path of travel up to the point of calling 911 at 9:34 p.m. And at this time, we will play the 911 call in its entirety.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there's a kid walking by themselves. Where am I supposed to hurry? I'm right next to the exit 10 by the Hoover Net, like you got by Hoover Net. Okay, so you're before the exit? Yes. Okay, well, you headed southbound or northbound? Okay, towards 280. Towards Tuscaloosa. Okay, and was the child on the left or right side? On the right side. Were they walking northbound or southbound? They're walking towards Tuscaloosa. Walking southbound? Or how old do they look? Like a toddler, like maybe like 3 or 4. Did you pull over with them? Are you still with them? Yes. Okay, are you with the child right now? No, I'm not. I didn't get out of the car. I can see them though. Do you mind staying and keeping an eye on them until we get there? Yeah, sure, yeah. Okay, what kind of car are you in? I'm in a red Mercedes-Benz. Is that a sedan or SUV? SUV. I mean, it's a sedan. Sorry. Can you put your hazards on for me? Yeah, they're on. Okay. Did you talk to the child at all, or did you say anything to them? No. Okay. No. Do they look like they're injured? No, they don't. Are they white like you think, or Asian? They're white. Okay. Is it male or female? I think it's a boy, a little boy. Right now? Okay, so is he wearing clothes? Yes. Okay. What is he wearing? It's a white t-shirt, and it doesn't look like he has any pants on. It looks like a diaper. And you don't see any cars anywhere? No cars anywhere. Okay. All right, what's your name? My name is Carlee Russell. And you don't see any injuries on the shop from where you're at, correct? No, but I can't really see them that good. Okay, try to keep an eye on them for the best you can, because I don't want you to lose track of them. All right, and
now if there's at any point that you want me to pause it, just let me know.
All right, well, let me hear a little bit more of this.
All right.
It's something I want to say about it, but go ahead.
All right.
you don't? No.
Oh, and we got to wait until okay, so after this, they're gonna talk about the evidence that they found whenever they found her phone and they looked through her search history. It's gonna be
okay.
crazy.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
I mean, I can barely hear this motherfucker over his suit, but when the chief or whatever his name got up there and started talking,
yeah.
Did he say the lady was at work and she concealed a robe and what else?
And a roll of toilet tissue. And a roll of toilet.
So basically what he's saying is she stole that from work.
Wait, you got
because I heard concealed. She was at her place of work where she concealed. Now, you don't try to use slick words for me. Now, what does that have to do with this lady going missing?
All right.
So you already done criminalized. Her. So I already know this going south. So all right. So we got that point. I mean, I couldn't hear much over that suit, but I heard that much. So go ahead. I'm just saying. I don't see when they say, "Well, the public has a right to know the whereabouts." You did all that just to say, because I ain't never heard no police come out and say, "Well, she went and she bought some Cheetos and then she sat in the parking lot and she ate the Cheetos after she got to work and she." I'm like, man, this a whole lot of information that you giving, but I see what he set it up as, because the first thing he said was she was at work and she concealed. And anytime some folks say concealed, and other folks are involved, that means stolen. that means stolen. And I'm just, all I'm saying is that was a whole lot of information just to get around to what you wanted to say in the first place. But go ahead.
All right.
I can see it going south already. But go ahead.
Alright, I've got them on the way, okay? Just try to keep an eye on them, but officers are on the way, okay? Okay, thank you.
Carlee called a relative after speaking with the 911 operator. She went missing during that conversation sometime after 9:36 p.m. Traffic camera footage was obtained which depicted this portion of the incident, and that footage was analyzed as part of the investigation in conjunction with the 911 call and cell phone data to accurately determine the time frame. Carlee's 911 call remains the only report of a child on the interstate, despite numerous vehicles passing through the area at that time. No one has called to report that a child is missing, and the Hoover Police Department did not locate any evidence of a small child walking down the interstate. Data from Carlee's phone, including her Life 360 app, shows that she traveled approximately 600 yards in her vehicle while she was on the phone with 911, stating that she was following a child. 600 yards. That is 6 football fields straight, 600 yards. The Hoover 911 Center received a second call from Carlee's mother, stating that a relative was on the phone with her when they heard Carlee scream, and then they had an open phone line. Hoover police officers arrived on the scene within 5 minutes of being dispatched, and several other officers arrived shortly. They located Carlee's wig and cell phone in the grass near the vehicle. Her purse was located in the front seat of her vehicle with her Apple Watch in the purse. The food she ordered for Tzatziki's was also in the car. The items she purchased from Target, as well as the items taken from her place of employment, were not in the vehicle, nor were they located anywhere around the scene. Hoover police deployed all available assets from the point in the search for Carlee. Additional resources were called in to include our own drone unit, crime scene investigators. Numerous detectives responded to the scene. Throughout the day Friday, officers from surrounding local and federal agencies.
Pause it for a second, Doc.
Carlee Russell. Officers returned to the...
All right.
So we don't mention her wig, her purse, her car, all that.
Yeah.
But the items she's taken from her place of employment were not located. See, that's the second time he done made reference. How does he know the job didn't just give her that? How does he know that she didn't have permission to take it? Maybe that's the employee perk. But what he did, that 6 football fields and the items she took, she already criminalized them. But go ahead.
All right.
The scene on 459 to conduct a thorough line search for evidence. K-9 teams from the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to check for any sign of Carlee, the child that she claimed to see, and anything else that could be considered evidence in this case. Those searches all turned up empty. At 10:44 p.m. on July 15th, the Hoover 911 center receives a call from Carlee's residence stating that she returned home on foot. In subsequent investigations, detectives obtained surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB.
All right, hold on. Okay, so that footage that I'm talking about, that I was talking about before, was what he's talking about now. So there is footage from somebody's Ring camera of her walking down the street towards her house, well, her parents' house, and they haven't released that footage, or that footage is, like, I guess, being held for further investigation or whatnot. But
they done did everything else. They done told you where she was at work, what store she went to, everything that they tracked her on, how many football fields what she supposedly concealed at work. But now you can't release the cell. Come on, dog. That ring cam footage must not be. It's like one of them books of the Bible. Hey, leave that one out. That one don't say what we want it to say.
All right. Let me get back to it real quick.
Surveillance footage of Carlee walking down the sidewalk alone prior to arrival at her residence. She was conscious and speaking with paramedics when she was transported to UAB. Detectives were able to obtain a brief statement from her prior to being treated and released. During the statement, she told detectives that while traveling down the interstate, she saw a baby walking down the side of the road and called 911. She stated when she got out of her vehicle to check on the child, a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She claimed that the man then picked her up and she screamed. She stated he then made her go over a fence. She claims he then forced her into a car, and the next thing she remembers is being in the trailer of an 18-wheeler. She stated that the male was with a female. However, she never saw the female, only hearing her voice. She also told detectives she could hear a baby crying. She told detectives the male had orange hair with a big bald spot on the back. She said she was able to escape the 18-wheeler and fled on foot, only to be captured again and then was put in a car. She claims she was then blindfolded but was not tied up because the captor said they did not want to leave impressions on her wrists. She said that they took her into a house and made her get undressed. She believes they took pictures of her, but she does not remember them having any physical or sexual contact. She stated the next day she woke up and was fed cheese crackers by the female. She said the woman also played with her hair, but could not remember anything else. At some point, she was put back in a vehicle she claims was able to escape while it was in the West Hoover area. She told detectives she ran through lots of woods until she came out near her residence. During this interview, detectives noted that Carlee had a small injury to her lip, and she claimed that her head was hurting. She also had a tear in her shirt. Detectives also noted that she had $107 cash in her right sock. Detectives continue analyzing data from Carlee's cell phone that was left behind at the scene. Part of what data included several internet searches in the days leading up to her disappearance. On July 11th at 7:30 a.m., the term "you have to pay for an Amber Alert" was searched. On July 13th at 1:03 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "how to take money from a register without being caught" was searched. On July 13th at 2:13 a.m., the day of her disappearance, the term "Birmingham Bus Station" was searched. On July 13th, 2:35 a.m., a search for a one-way bus ticket from Birmingham to Nashville was conducted with a departure date of July 13th. On July 13th, at 12:10 p.m., a search for the movie Taken, a film about abduction, was conducted. There were 2 searches related to Amber Alerts on a computer at Carlee's place of employment, including one regarding the maximum age of an Amber Alert. There were other searches on Carlee's phone that appeared to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time. We've asked any
Stop that right there.
Granted that request.
I knew it. All right.
If somebody searched my damn phone for Google searches, I fail to see where the fuck we going with this. Because here's my thing, man. I search some pretty fucked up shit every day. He's gonna take out everything that she searched that will criminalize her, and then at the end, but respect for her privacy, I don't want to reveal. Motherfucker, you just assaulted her privacy by telling everybody. Dog, I'm telling you, you can't trust. He's using the media to make this look like what he wants to look like. Now, ain't nobody heard this girl's side of the story. So far, all I'm hearing this loud suit wearing motherfucker talk. Go ahead.
You good?
Maybe
you ready?
they heard maybe it wasn't her screaming. Maybe it was this goddamn suit screaming that they heard over the 911, whatever the fuck somebody heard scream. Go ahead, man.
All right, man. Hold on. Here we go.
Here to shed some light on her mindset, but out of respect for her privacy, we will not be releasing the content of those searches at this time.
But you released every fucking thing else.
I've been granted that request. As you can see, there are many questions left to be answered, but only Carlee can provide those answers. What we can say is that we've been unable to verify most of Carlee's initial statement made to investigators, and we have no reason to believe that there is a threat to the public safety related to this particular case. Thank you very much.
Okay, now that I'm caught up,
all right.
Let me shed some light on my particular mindset about this.